Hello and welcome to your news and features electronic magazine that centers on the different facets of motoring. Now on its 34th year, this is Motoring Today. On behalf of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for. On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss the importance of wearing face masks and face shields in public transport. Our road safety reminder on the Young Street Smart portion centers on the proper way of joining traffic in a roundabout or rotunda. This week's Paying Chuper shall be about following the 3-second distance rule. The public service segment centers on our unfortunate fellow citizens who dwell along EDSA and are considered hazards to motorists. Showcase this week shall have a subcompact crossover from Kia, the 2020 Celtos 2.0 SX Automatic.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are on this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
Be part of the 2020-2021 Autofocus People's Choice Awards, the only nationwide poll to determine the country's most popular car brands and models. It's easy. Log on, then vote for as many as 5 different models that you believe should become the 2020-2021 Autofocus Automobile of the Year in separate standard and premium luxury categories. Vote every day until September 30, 2020. The Autofocus People's Choice Awards. Who will win? You choose, you decide. Vote now.
What do we go for? We go for experience. We go for excitement. We go for sport. We go for style. We go for fun. We go for the new Toyota Wigo. Live extra
with the new Mitsubishi Xpander Cross.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. Ankas takes its Free Shields, Free Health Worker Ride campaign to Pasig, and a like-minded mayor who's been proactive in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. After Manila, pioneering motorcycle taxi ride-hailing service Ankas rode over to Pasig to also donate its IATF-approved protective shields for use of motorcycle riding employees of the city. The protective shields, meant to be used for riding in tandem on motorcycles, were turned over by Ankas Chief Transport Advocate George Royaca to Mayor Vico Soto in a simple ceremony at the City Hall. Ankas said it was coordinating with Pasig City Hospitals on where and when its partner riders should be deployed to provide free transport services to around 2,000 healthcare workers in the city's hospitals, including the government-run Pasig City General Hospital and the Pasig City Children's Hospital, a COVID referral facility. In a press statement, Oriaca said, Mayor Vico has been very proactive in anticipating and responding to the needs of his HCWs who have been courageously fighting at the forefront of this pandemic. He has always championed efficient and safe transportation, which we also advocate here at Ankas. Ankas is proud to support him, and we would be more than happy to assist Pasig City in their pandemic-free transport initiatives.
The partnership with a popular mayor can only enhance Ankas' bid to get authorities to see that they can operate safely. The expansion of the Subic Freeport Expressway is 50% complete. Expect full completion by the end of this year.
The widening of the Subic Freeport Expressway is now halfway complete, and the NLEX Corporation expects completion of the 1.6 billion peso project by the end of this year. 2 additional expressway lanes, 2 new spans at the Hadhad and Argonaut bridges, and a new tunnel adjacent to the existing one are being built to transform the road into a 4-lane expressway. By increasing the road capacity of SFEX, which traverses the provinces of Bataan and Zambales, transport of goods in and out of the Subic Freeport will be faster and easier. This would also mean that the expressway can accommodate more motorists at a given time, said J. Luigi L. Bautista, NLEX Corporation President and General Manager. LED lights are also being installed to make it safer to drive at night. Work is also being undertaken to improve flood management at the Maritan Highway Rizal and Highway Tipo Road Junction. Work on the expansion and improvement of the SFEX was stopped following the declaration of enhanced community quarantine in the area and was resumed in the middle of May.
When travel to the north is completely unrestricted, motorists should expect the drive to Subic Freeport to be faster and much more convenient. The DPWH and MP Kala Holdings did not let the COVID-19 community quarantine restrictions stop them from finishing construction of 2 interchanges of the Cavite-Laguna Expressway. Now, they are open.
Motorists now have a new access to the Laguna Technopark and an alternative route to and from Nuvali following the opening of the Laguna Boulevard Interchange and the Laguna Technopark Interchange of the Cavite-Laguna Expressway. With alternate routes available to motorists, traffic congestion on the Santa Rosa-Tagaytay Road and other local service roads is expected to ease. About 10,000 cars per day are currently served by the Laguna segment, and these interchanges are added catalysts for the much-needed economic activity at all levels. It will allow the flow of output of goods and services that people utilize, thereby spurring growth in the community and the region, said Department of Public Works and Highways Mark Villar, following an inspection of the new interchanges prior to opening. Meanwhile, Bobby Bontia, MP Kala Holdings Incorporated President, said toll payment at the new interchanges will use RFID technology to help in the fight against the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Bontia added that the whole of Calax will be using the RFID payment method by November. To support this, we have made the Easy Trip RFID available through the online store Shopee, and we also have customer service centers on each direction of Calax and soon a drive-through installation and loading center.
Something to look forward to is the Calax finally connecting the Manila-Cavite Expressway or Cavitex to the South Luzon Expressway at the Greenfield or Mamplasan Interchange. And those are the latest news in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. Government, health, and transport authorities have started mandating the wearing of face masks and face shields in all forms of public transport. Will this really help stop the spread of COVID-19? Motoring Forum will discuss this important issue.
With Metro Manila and surrounding provinces now back under general community quarantine protocols, various modes of public transport are again allowed to operate. This means the directive from the DOTR for mandatory use of face masks and face shields on all public transport comes into effect. The LTFRB has reminded passengers, drivers, and conductors of public utility vehicles that masks covering the nose and mouth and face shields covering the whole face must be worn at all times on public transport. Are face shields really necessary? In mandating the use of face shields in addition to face masks on all public transport, DOTR officials cited the need for what it called superior protection against infection. The face shield directive came from following the continued rise in the number of COVID-19 infections, which many traced to the crowded commute. Social media was rife with photos and videos showing physical distancing protocols forgotten by commuters, jostling each other to get into whatever public transport was available. Long lines of people less than the required meter or 3 feet apart. IATF officials also noted many improperly wearing masks. Nose out, mask under chin. Then there was the MRT3, forced to suspend operations after an outbreak of COVID-19 cases among its workers. All these were cited as reasons enough to mandate the wearing of face shields in addition to masks. But while under MECQ, when public transport was still unavailable, there was a rush to buy face shields. This amid complaints about suppliers and resellers taking advantage of the rise in demand to raise prices, amid criticism that there was another burden to already suffering commuters, and amid questions about this being necessary at all. The DOTR's response was a plea not to see face shields as an added cost or burden, but as added protection against infection and the spread of COVID-19. What does science say about face shields? Many studies conducted showed face shields, clear plastic barriers covering the face, should be effective against the COVID-19 infection. An article entitled "The Science Behind the Use of Face Shields and Face Masks," published online by Vanderbilt University, a private research university in Nashville, Tennessee, said, face shields significantly reduce the amount of inhalation exposure to the influenza virus, a droplet-spread respiratory virus like COVID-19. In a simulation study, face shields were shown to reduce immediate viral exposure by 96% when worn by a simulated healthcare worker within 18 inches of a cough. Even after 30 minutes, the protective effect exceeded 80%, and face shields blocked 68% of small particle aerosols. Science supports the DOTR's decision to mandate the use of face shields in addition to face masks to decrease the likelihood of COVID-19 infection in public transport. Since the DOTR says the use of face shields should be seen as just another important protocol to observe in the fight against the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Just as important as physical distancing, frequent washing of hands, wearing of face masks.
Common sense says that there is nothing wrong with complying with government directives of wearing face masks and face shields in public, especially in public transport where minimum social distancing is a challenge. It can be inconvenient at times, but experts all say safety is in the redundancies. That's Motoring Forum this week, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines.
What do we go for? We go for experience. We go for excitement. We go for sport. We go for style. We go for fun. We go for the new Toyota Wigo. The Mitsubishi Mirage.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
You are back with us here on Motoring Today. And in line with our lifelong commitment to promote road safety, here is this week's road safety tip brought to you by Toyota Motor Philippines.
When you're about to enter a runabout or rotonda, paunahin muna ang mga sasakyan na kasalukuyan ng tumatakbo dito. When it's already safe to do so, saka ka pumasok. Always be aware of your surroundings at huwag magmadali.
Continuing with this week's edition of Motoring Today, let's now focus on proper driver's demeanor, especially for those driving PUVs. From Mitsubishi Motors Philippines, here is Payang Choper this week.
Payong chopper lang kaibigan. Ako si Rodrigo, isang kapwa niyo chopper. Siguraduhin may sapat na espasyo pagitan ng inyong sasakyan at nasa inyong harapan sa tuwing namamasada.
Maaari mo itong gawin sa pamamagitan ng pagsunod sa 3-second rule, kung saan ikaw ay maglalaan ng 3 seconds of space sa pagitan mo at ng sasakyan sa iyong harapan. Humanap ng palatandaan sa gilid ng kalsada. Kapag nakita mong nakalampas na dito ang sinusundang sasakyan, saka ka umabante at sumunod.
Tandaan sa pamamagitan ng pagsusunod sa 3-second rules, maiiwasan ang gitgitan sa kalsada. Ito po si Rodrigo Apas, Payong Chopper lang kaibigan, mula sa isang kapwa nyo chopper.
What do we go for? We go for experience. We go for excitement. We go for sport. We go for style. We go for fun. We go for the new Toyota Wigo.
Be part of the 2020-2021 Autofocus People's Choice Awards, the only nationwide poll to determine the country's most popular car brands and models. It's easy. Log on, then vote for as many as 5 different models that you believe should become the 2020-2021 Autofocus Automobile of the Year in separate standard and premium luxury categories. Vote every day until September 30, 2020. The Autofocus People's Choice Awards. Who will win? You choose, you decide. Vote now.
Elevate your journey. The new Montero Sport. Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
What do we go for? We go for experience. We go for excitement. We go for sport. We go for style. We go for fun. We go for the new Toyota Wigo.
You are back with us here on Motoring Today. Let's now take a look at what's happening in the local auto industry.
Maserati now has 3 trofeos. The first was the Levante Trofeo, the super SUV, with the made from Maranello V8 engine, launched in 2018 to raise the bar for luxury SUV in performance, sportiness, and luxury. In a recent virtual global debut, Maserati unveiled the Trofeo variants of the Quattroporte, the 4-door full-size luxury sports saloon, and the Ghibli, a shorter wheelbase version of the latter, both now powered by a 3.8-liter V8 twin-turbo engine with maximum output of 580 horsepower at 6,250 RPM and 730 Newton-meters of torque. They joined the Levante Trofeo, also powered by the same engine, developed by Ferrari to Maserati specification, but now with new rear lights and upgraded infotainment system, plus new design features. All three Trofeos boast of being the fastest Maserati stable, with the Quattroporte and Ghibli capable of 326 km per hour, and the Levante capable of 302 km per hour. Highlighting Maserati's all-Italian identity, the Trofeo Trio was launched in Italy's tricolors, Quattroporte green, Levante white, and Ghibli red. In Trofeo trim, all feature a front grille with twin vertical bars in black piano finish, carbon fiber in front air ducts and rear extractors, red detailing inside air vents, and trident on the C-pillar. The Quattroporte and Ghibli sport 21-inch aluminum Orion rims, while the Levante rolls on 22-inch Orion wheels. All feature full-grain Pienofiore leather for upholstery and interior trim. All also get advanced driver assist system launch control, with the Quattroporte and Ghibli getting the Corsa button for sportier driving. They also come with Maserati Intelligent Assistant, multimedia touchscreen, 10-inch in the sedans, 8.4-inch in the Levante, as well as the Maserati Connect. Ghibli and Quattroporte Trofeo will be built at the Avvocato Giovanni Agnelli plant at Grugliasco. The Levante Trofeo at the Mirafiori plant, both in Turin, Italy. There's a new Ford in town. The new Territory adds to an already strong Ford lineup in the local market. The new Ford Sport Utility Vehicle slots where the Escape used to be, just above the EcoSport in both size and price point. It is powered by a 1.5-liter EcoBoost gasoline engine, generating 143 PS and 225 Nm of torque, sending power to the front wheels via continuously variable transmission with sport mode. The new Territory is available locally in two trim levels, the top-of-line Titanium Plus and the Trend. It has all the modern touches for an SUV, from, among many others, LED headlamps, daylight running lights, front and rear fog lamps, panoramic moonroof, smart entry and push button, a 10-inch fully digital display instrument, in-vehicle infotainment display powered by a 10-inch touchscreen with adjustable quad view, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto compatibility. The Territory also comes with the Ford Copilot 360 that includes active park assist with parallel parking and the segment first perpendicular parking, 360-degree round view monitor. It's now available in 4 dealerships nationwide at an introductory retail price of 1,179,000 pesos for the Trend variant and 1,299,000 pesos for the Titanium Plus variant. All customers purchasing the Ford Territory until September 15, 2020 will get a free 3-year scheduled service plan for a worry-free ownership experience. Mitsubishi reports a great July month for sales. According to Mitsubishi Motors Philippines Corporation, or MMPC, it sold 3,149 vehicles in July, a 39% increase from total sales in June. The improvement in sales was led by the Mitsubishi Expander, with 1,038 units sold in July, a 63% increase over June sales. The Strada pickup also had a great July, with 1,083 units sold, reflecting a 58% increase in sales in the months compared. Mitsubishi also sold 517 L300 units, a 19% increase, 496 units of the Montero Sport, a 27% increase, 13 units of the Pajero, and 1 unit of a vehicle just classified as others. We at Mitsubishi Motors Philippines Corporation very much appreciate the significant sales improvement achieved in the month of July, not just for the Mitsubishi brand, but for the entire automotive industry. The progress represents the commendable capability of the Philippine market to adapt during these trying times, said Mutsuhiro Oshikiri, MMPC President and CEO, in a press statement. Michael Bolton will be coming to Asia for the first season of Asian Dream, an all-new reality talent show in search of the Subaru ambassador who will join the singing superstar in his Asian Dream tour. According to Motor Image, regional distributor of Subaru cars, Asian Dream will be a 7-episode series with 6 aspiring singers from Hong Kong, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam competing to become the Subaru ambassador.
We have 6 artists offering different types of strengths and power and elements that are attractive, and we're trying to basically help them hone their skills to become better singers and interpreters of songs. It's been a lot of fun, actually.
Along with special guests, Bolton acts as coach, mentor, and judge during the series, which will see contestants voted out of a competition starting on the 2nd week. From the Philippines, Bolton is joined by Morissette Amon, a Filipina singer and actress, as they help shape contestants to become more versatile, well-rounded performers.
Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I'd be able to collaborate with the Michael Bolton. And very inspiring getting to know Michael and just getting to work with him in this closely, especially when we were in Singapore last year for like a whole month. We got to see each other every day, and although we talked a lot about just the competition and the contestants, we would also have conversations about just like I'd be getting advice also from Michael, and these are things that you don't get to experience all the time. So I just really treasure getting to collaborate and work with Michael every chance that I get. So I'm also very thankful to just Subaru and Mr. Glenn Tan and everyone in the team for just making it happen for me as well.
Asian Dream creator Glenn Tan said the show will be an excellent showcase for aspiring talents who display grit, perseverance, and commitment, traits that resonate with the Subaru brand.
Asian Dream, brought to you by Subaru Asia.
Motoring Today now brings you our Car of the Week on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. The Celtos was among top sellers for Kia Philippines right until the time the COVID-19 pandemic shut down the economy. Now that dealerships are allowed to reopen and sales operations to resume, Kia has high hopes the Celtos will continue to do well in a very crowded market for subcompact crossovers. Showcase takes a look at the top-of-the-line 2020 Kia Celtos 2.0 SX Automatic.
Near the end of 2019, Kia Philippines rolled the Celtos, a subcompact crossover, to complete its local lineup of offerings at an even 10 models. At 4,370mm long, 1,800mm wide, and 1,600mm tall, or 1,615mm with roof rails installed. The Celtos sits among the bigger range of crossovers in the local market. The Celtos clears the ground by a good 170mm and has a 2,630mm long wheelbase. It arrived locally with 2-liter inline 4-cylinder gasoline engine with double overhead cam and DC VVT, or dual continuous variable valve timing technology. This Celtos engine generates 149 horsepower at 6,200 revolutions per minute and 179 Newton meters of torque at 4,500 RPM. Power and torque are transmitted to the front wheels by what Kia calls the Intelligent Variable Transmission. The suspension system features McPherson struts with stabilizer in front and a coupled torsion beam axle in the rear. The brake system uses discs on all four wheels. The size and power of the Celtos was among Kia's main reasons for bringing it into an already crowded crossover and sport utility vehicle market.
What's beautiful about the Celtos is that it's one of the bigger ones because it's right in the middle of that wide range from the entry level to the 7-seaters. But across that range, it has the best power output. It's a 2-liter gas engine. So that's what makes it very viable and attractive. Plus, of course, the design, which is, I would say, timeless. It doesn't age. It will be a design that will appeal to a wide range of buyers. Whether you are athletic or executive type, it can appeal to that kind of a buyer.
Kia has built a reputation for designing vehicles that look both timeless and edgy, a difficult concept to achieve. But Kia believes it has achieved that with the Celtos. To make the Celtos stand out even more, Kia added exterior features that elevates the subcompact crossover to premium SUV levels. This is especially true in the Kia Celtos 2.0 SX Automatic. The SX gets projector-type LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, LED front fog lamps, LED rear combination lamps, black and silver molding on grille, turn light indicators on side view mirrors, and roof rails. The SX also comes standard with auto light control, fin-type antenna, satin finish on beltline molding, rear window defogger, rear spoiler with LED high-mount stop lamp, and 215 by 55 R17 tires mounted on 17-inch alloy rims. Kia believes the Celtos is perfectly sized for Asians, Filipinos included.
The Celtos is really designed for Asian drivers. So if you look at the size, it's perfect for the Filipino driver. And when you buy a car, you usually look for a lot of the visuals. That's a main driver for the purchase, but also for a lot of the elements that you don't see. For example, comfort, ride, practicality, reliability, all of these. And the Celtos carries most of these drivers for the purchase.
Add convenience to comfort, ride, and practicality, making the Celtos even more attractive to buyers. One enters the Celtos SX using a smart entry complementing the central door lock system. The push start button illuminates. Welcoming you into the roomy interiors are well-cushioned seats upholstered in leatherette and cloth trim. The console box also comes with sliding armrest. The second row seats splits 60-40 and folds flat and reclines. Folding the seats increases the already substantial 433-liter cargo capacity. The Celtos also comes standard with twin front cup holders, bottle holders on all four doors, two 12-volt power outlets, and power windows. The standard instrument panel features speedometer, tachometer, and 3.5-inch LCD display. The Celtos SX comes with largish 3-spoke leather-upholstered steering wheel that tilts and telescopes, and features controls for audio, Bluetooth, and cruise control. The SX gear shift knob is also wrapped in leather. Standard in all Celtos sold in the Philippines is an infotainment system that features an 8-inch touchscreen that plays AM and FM radio, MP3 through 6 speakers. It has a USB port and is compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The SX get rear sensors added to a rear camera display with rear view driving function. The SX also comes with single zone automatic air conditioning system. Celtos also does not lack for safety features. Standard in all Celtos variants are driver and front passenger airbags, anti-lock brakes, 3-point ELR seatbelts with pretensioners for 4 passengers, plus 2-point seatbelts for the rear middle seat passenger, ISOFIX child seat anchors, child locks, and anti-theft system. The SX gets additional side and curtain airbags, electronic stability control, downhill brake control, hill start assist control, as well as engine immobilizer. Kia is confident that the Celtos, especially the SX variant, meets all the needs and wants of its target market.
It's targeted for the upcoming executives and those with a very active lifestyle. Its design allows for flexibility, whether you are going to your place of work during the weekday and then moving out of town, or even driving around the metropolis on a weekend with yourself alone or with family. So that flexibility is there.
Kia sold more than 300 Celtos units in just a little over 2 months after its local debut late last year. It expects to sell more as community quarantine restrictions ease. That's our featured vehicle on this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
Be part of the 2020-2021 Autofocus People's Choice Awards, the only nationwide poll to determine the country's most popular car brands and models. It's easy. Log on, then vote for as many as 5 different models that you believe should become the 2020-2021 Autofocus Automobile of the Year in separate standard and premium luxury categories. Vote every day until September 30, 2020. The Autofocus People's Choice Awards. Who will win? You choose, you decide. Vote now.
Mitsubishi Strada Athlete. Unleash the athlete.
And we now have our segment that dwells on the wide array of motoring problems, not only in the metro, but all around the country as well. This is where we present problems referred to us or we ourselves see and hope to fully find solutions for. Here's our public service segment brought to you by Honda Cars Philippines.
During this time of a pandemic, some of us are very fortunate to have homes to stay in and be able to meet our other necessities. But as what Damian Barr said, we're not all on the same boat. We are all in the same storm. Some are on super yachts, some have just the one oar. On public service, we spotlight our fellow citizens who maybe had no other choice but to stay and live on EDSA. Metropolitan Manila Development Authority's EDSA Special Traffic and Transport Zone Head, Colonel Bong Nebriha, on his Facebook post said that some of our unfortunate countrymen have made EDSA their kitchen, sleeping area, and even playground. Some are even using MMDA's road plastic barriers meant to be separators on the major thoroughfare. For the motorists and other road users, this situation is very dangerous. Colonel Nebria even asked all of us to watch out for them as they are considered road hazard. He added that rescuing them during this time is a challenge, noting that rescue centers have no available spaces. We're hoping that concerned government agencies or even people with means will soon be able to take action or help out on this disturbing situation.
And there you have it. That's our public service segment from Honda Cars Philippines. And should you yourself encounter a motoring problem that needs immediate attention, please feel free to contact us. See the details being flashed on your screen. And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, please don't forget to follow us on our social media accounts.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 34th year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. Stay healthy and be vigilant at all times. On behalf of Butch Gamboa, our dad, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa.
Happy motoring!